There's a Kentucky candidate for Senate who's obsessed with fighter planes, but it's not who you think. You see, in July, Mitch McConnell pushed a COVID-19 relief bill in the Senate. And buried in there was $686 million for F-35 fighter planes and $7 billion for weapons programs. But the bill provided nothing to aid the unemployed, nothing for food for hungry children, nothing to stop looming evictions, and nothing to stop the spread of the coronavirus. So even in this pandemic, Mitch doesn't even know where the fight is. Kentucky, we can't survive another 6 years of Mitch. So, for real COVID-19 relief, join the No More Mitch movement.
So yeah, that's a great ad. Tell us, what was your idea for that one? Where'd that one come from?
Well, it really gets to I think the theme that we've been working through really since the spring, and Kimberly was in one of our ads too, the America We're Sorry ad that just kind of teed up, that Mitch is for Mitch, or really Mitch is for the rich because Mitch is for Mitch, and that he's the biggest hitch in moving Kentucky and America forward. So this speaks to that, because here we are needing all of this COVID-19 relief. And, of course, in this particular cycle, everyone is conditioned to thinking that fighter planes, associate that with Amy McGrath. But here we have Mitch McConnell trying to bury $686 million for fighter planes, a $7 billion weapons program, while into a COVID-19 relief bill. That then stalled because of all of this stuff that had nothing to do with hurting Kentuckians and hurting Americans. And so we just thought it was important to kind of bring that out, because it continues to just prove our theme, that Mitch is for the rich because he's for himself. That's bottom line. And that's why he's the holdup. He's the hitch in moving us forward. So we were happy to get that one in the books this week.
Yeah, powerful stuff. So that's one part of what you're doing, these kind of punchy, hard-hitting, smart ads. The other thing you're doing are, with Laurent Beasley, the targeted lit drops, right? So you're doing very specific strategy around a great but a piece of literature with that No More Mitch campaign information, the talking points you just hit very well. So tell us about a little bit about that strategy and what that looks like.
Sure. So there are 755 precincts in Kentucky that represent Democratic strongholds based on voting history, out of the 3,000 some odd precincts in the state. And so where we even concentrate even more so is in the 190 super stronghold areas. And those are the places that vote the Democratic at a 90% or higher clip. But the bluer precincts get in Kentucky, like other places, the lower the average turnout. The turnout tends to be compared to the state average. So where we are is in those deep blue precincts, and we're really trying to talk to and connect primarily with voters who aren't necessarily voting, but even in 16, they did not vote if they were voter age eligible and so forth at that time. And so we're really trying to concentrate on the voters that didn't vote in 2016 as our number one priority in these areas where they're deep blue, but the turnout is low. An example would be, there's one precinct in West Louisville where there were 402 votes cast last year. I believe it was in Representative Meeks' district. And so there were 402 votes cast in the governor's race, and 2 of them were cast for someone other than Bevin and Beshear, and the other 400 were cast for Beshear. Bevin didn't get any votes in that precinct, but the turnout was about 13% below state average. So there were some more votes there that weren't brought out because, those are individuals that should have been engaged, that haven't been gotten engaged and haven't been brought to the table in a lot of ways, just from the standpoint of even how they've been prioritized. And so we those are the voters that we really try to reach.